Okay. We are ready to go. Okay, so we're gonna start the run off and do things quickly. First, I gotta go kill somebody. There we go. Give me the Seldora armor. I now have increased soul yield. We are going to go to... Doom, doom. Doom, doom. Doom, 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 doom. We're gonna go to Hides. Doom, 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 doom. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man! Do you know the Muffin Man? Why are you not turning away? You should have retreated. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. Do you know? Do you know how hard it's been? How hard it's been to try to get you to talk? He should be retreating. I hate these things so much. Because we say so, Decaf. It's the majestic time to do so. I am sadly British. It's the majestic time to do so, but we all must go live eventually. That's good. Tomato. Aluminium. I know Faith. I know Faith was like. Tomato. Aluminium. I am going to go to get the Ring of Regeneration and some Estus shards. So that means forests. Forests of fallen giants. We must go. We must go. Fly, you fools, fly. Fly, you fools, fly. Or get blown up. Why did it... Okay. Great swords, man, are weird. Weird, 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 weird. I don't know why I have Rachel Ziegler doing that stuck in my head. Hey, you, give me the house key. Give me the house key now.
What? I try. Have you? Yes. Wait. What a oh, something about. I'll be perhaps.
Oh. Oh, you can control the angle with the swing. Okay, that's, interesting. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man who lives on Drury Lane. I'm surprised no one's tried to make a horror movie out of the Muffin Man. I kind of am surprised that no one's tried to turn the Muffin Man into a horror movie. Because, like, it seems like perfect material just to do so. Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. But there was a Gingerbread Man movie, horror movie. When? Who made that? The same people who make, like, called Ginger Dead Man. Ginger Dead Man. Okay, that's a funny name. It's a funny name. Gotta grab my Estus shards. It was one of the terrible 80s, 90s slasher movies. I wouldn't call that terrible. I'd call that funny. Grab the Estus shard. I have 3 shards now. Was it so bad it's funny, or was it just, like, genuinely bad? You could tell it was a tax write-off movie. Ah.
To see, however.
Hello, Ford. And you work with me. Okay, I have 4 shards now. I'm almost at 26 strength. Let's go fight Scorpionus Notchka. I will have to come back here to get the merchant for the Morokumo, because that's what I'm going to be using for the rest of the run. Morokumo! Reference to SMT 5. Okay, that actually saved my life. I'm gonna cut your tails off. Gonna cut your tails off. Gonna cut your tails off because you are a monster and I want to turn your tails into a hat. Sadly, I can't turn your tail into a hat, so you just gotta lose them. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this is how this is gonna be. Most bully faithful. Okay. Lost. Am I gonna do Dark Souls 3? It depends on how much I want to play Dark Souls 3, because I'm not a big fan of the third game in the franchise. To me, it goes Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3. Yes, I prefer Dark Souls 1 over 3. That's just weird. It's just my opinion, but to me, Dark Souls 3 just kind of doesn't feel fun. It just doesn't feel fun at all. It feels like they intentionally made things more annoying than they had to be. And that's just my opinion of Dark Souls 3. That mechanically it's really good, but boss-wise, enemy-wise, everything like that, it's just compared to Scholar of the First Sin, which is kind of funny because most people will want to play the original Dark Souls 2 because Scholar of the First Sin has some issues. And I respect that opinion, that it has some issues, because it does in fact have some issues. Wow, this is taking forever. I didn't dodge. I didn't dodge at all. I wouldn't say, just some guy. Hello. Ah, the curved greatsword, the only correct choice. Honestly, in this game, I'm not a big fan of greatswords in the Souls franchise. Nor am I a fan of greatswords in Elden Ring. I like my weapon to be fast and quick, ready to stab and then get out. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just not my playstyle. But for this run, I gotta learn. I have not tried the Flamberge. I've literally just started the run, and I rushed to get the Flexile's curved greatsword. Yeah, I rushed to get it. Okay. Just take this nice and slow. Nice and slow. Bait out the attacks that I can hit and punish, and we'll do it that way. Yeah, there's only 3 in the base game. Yeah, that's why I had to rush it to Strayed. Some bosses had to be defeated in the process, but I made it to Strayed quick enough to where it didn't feel wrong for the run. I think the bosses I had to take down were Last Giant, Pursuer. No, it was I did Dragon Rider Flexile, and then I did Last Giant Pursuer because I needed ADP. Ah, man, ADP is such a stat right now. Cool. I got the tail cut. My end weapon, my weapon that I'll be using for the rest of the run, is going to be the Morokumo. Will you dress as Forlorn by the end to fulfill the John Dark Souls 2? I will not. Odds are I will be doing what I normally do, which is Havel's pants and some other and Wanderer's gear. Gosh darn it. I do Wanderer's gloves, chest, and hood, and then I'll do Havel's pants most likely. I'm gonna go to a different area. How much? Okay, no. How much do I need to level? I need 3K. Yep, nope, we're just gonna keep pushing forward. Forlorn! Funny armor in Dark Souls, not important as Monster Hunter. Yeah. I want... Okay, Monster Hunter tangent for a minute. I want Monster Hunter to be so good right now. I do, but it's just like it's being so poorly handled that Wilds just isn't fun with how they're doing armor and weapon drops for monster materials, because it's like this armor for Steve requires 8 of his rarest drop, and that's a little absurd, And then if you want to make all Lagiacrus armor and equipment, it requires like 20 Lagiacrus gems. So it's just like, I get they want to add a grind to it, but the grind that they're adding is legitimately not enjoyable. Yet people keep praising Monster Hunter Wilds for being this oh so good Monster Hunter. It's like, no. It genuinely isn't. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm also not saying it's good. It's meh. It's just meh. What is that poking range? People who praise Wilds is new. A lot of them are the new fans. A lot of the older fans that make YouTube videos have openly said, "Yeah, it's a game that's enjoyable, but it has its issues." Criminal that they bought Lagiacrus back. I can't read that because it's hidden behind my thing. But yeah, I gave up after trying to get all of the Lagiacrus armor, and because I'm not farming 11 gems Oh, not bringing Cedius back. Low-key underwater combat was not that bad. Here's the thing. The underwater combat they have in Wilds, if you want to call it that, is incredibly boring compared to what you had in previous games. And it wouldn't be that hard with modern tech to make underwater combat enjoyable. With how focus mode interacts with the swimming in general. Okay. I think I found an attack window I can do. You mean only try? Yep, only try. I don't even think 3 Ultimate had swimming. I could be wrong on that one. I did not play that much of 3 Ultimate. Three Ultimate has swimming. Okay. So it wouldn't have been try without it? True. Like, I wish they brought back Cedius. Like, there's a video on the YouTube channel that talks about monsters that could be monsters I want to see back in the game, back in Monster Hunter. And one of them that I want, that I didn't mention in that game, in that video, was Cedius. Because I think with modern tech and modern controller inputs, you could realistically make a version of swimming that's enjoyable, that isn't too hard to do, but is also capable of being a little more streamlined, because you do have focus mode, and with focus mode that makes it a lot easier for the swimming to work. But I doubt they will add anything like swimming into any new Monster Hunter game ever again. Same thing with, I doubt they will bring back a lot of the a lot of the beloved monsters from Frontier or specifically Generations Ultimate. Gammoth has a chance, but that's about it. I personally want to see more monsters from Frontier, because Frontier is offline. It's because Frontier is basically being ran by the fans now. I would like to see more monsters from that come in. We got Espinas, but Espinas is only one. I want to see Hypnocatrix come back. I want to see a bunch of the weird scorpions, the turtles, the obscenely strange monsters you had. Give us the whale that has a hunting horn on its tail. I think it's a whale. Too much cowardice. Capcom is afraid of losing money from the minority because from the minority that like to try. True. I mean, disliked. I think that says disliked. But hey, we did it. It's done. Personally, Monster Hunter is in a strange place right now. It really is. Like, beforehand, I would play Monster Hunter every day. I don't do that anymore. Right now, it's really just been me wanting to do Dark Souls runs with all the weapon classes that are not ranged, because ranged is going to be its own specific thing. Wild's in Stranger Place now. What do you mean by Wild's in Stranger Place now? Bring us Atakal. Bring OG monsters, yeah. Bring a bunch of the OG monsters for the heck of it. Not happening. You're not running away from me. There we go. Bring back as many of the old monsters as you can. There's a reason why people still play Generations. It's because, bluntly, it has the best roster in basically any game. It has the best roster. It has as many monsters as they could humanly fit in the product. Settle. Tessa, settle. And that roster of monsters is partly why people really like it. The more the less monsters they put, the more I want to say the less entertaining it gets, unless they're adding a bunch of new ones. Because that's what made that's what made World interesting, is it added a bunch of new monsters, and those monsters stuck. But it seems like people only want new old monsters from like Worlds to come back. When you have this giant roster of now over 200 different monsters, not counting variants. Yeah, people still play Generations Ultimate. People still like GU for the same reason people still love Dark Souls 2? Yeah. Like, it's not hard to understand why people like the older Monster Hunter games. It's because they actually feel like a Monster Hunter game. Where, I'm going to say this now, I'm a bowgun player. I'm a lance and bowgun player. Monster Hunter Wilds feels like Monster Hunter trying to be an FPS. Which is really dumb when you think about it. Oh, I have to do Prowling Magoo. And it sounds stupid. I don't enjoy Lance. I don't think what Lance turned into post 3rd gen is that entertaining. I liked the very simple moveset that required you not so much to learn the weapon, but to learn its movements. And to figure out where to place yourself, where not to place yourself, when to block, when not to block, stuff like that. I enjoy the Freedom Unite Lance so much more than I do Modern Lance. Modern Lance now just feels like a stupid action movie. bring back Emerald Kongolala. I would rather have them do less variants unless they do what they did with Mizutsune and Wilds, which is if you damage certain parts of it, then it acts like a variant. I'd rather have that. I'd rather have that going forward instead of actual direct variant monsters. Because I think that is the perfect way to do deviant forms. Is the deviant form is when you break a certain part of the body and it has to change how it fights. That is personally my favorite. That is personally how I think they should be run now. I just want to kill you! Don't take that out of context. Game! I hate this movement that you can turn mid-swing. I gotta learn it. No, nah, we need the 19th Rathalos subspecies. I cannot stand the fact that that monster has got so many subspecies, it's almost stupid. Like, it shouldn't be like that. I get Rathalos is a very interesting, like, iconic monster, because it was the figurehead of the first game. But, like, can we get, like, something else, please? Can we do a different monster? Can we get older, like, can we get frontier monsters to come back? Can we get monsters that are, like, not so much fan favorites? Can we get Dodogama to come back? Because Dodogama was the cutest, roundest boy. My favorite monster is Dodogama, I'm not sorry. Like, as, like, a joke, it's my favorite monster because it's adorable. There's 18 variants right now if you count Rathian as its own species because of the Hunter Association. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't like the fact there's 18 variants of it. You didn't need 18. You didn't need, like, 4. Gold and Silver Wrath were perfectly fine. Then they had to add Azure. Then they had to add Pink. Then they had to do other, like, oh, let's make it every color under the sun. Gold and silver, I find fine. Like, fine. If you want that, go for it. But not 18 different variants. This weapon is too slow to deal with crowds. Okay. There goes my voice. My voice is shut. Oh, Prowling Magoo is gonna be a fight. Game? Can we not? Can we not, please? What the heck? That hit him! Why doesn't that count? What is with this stupid hitbox? Like, what is it? You gonna... I don't know... Vine 2? I don't know what you mean by Vine 2. Yeah, they added a Fluvium, which really could have brought in a really interesting idea of monsters infected with Influvium, which would have made it to where they wouldn't need to increase. They wouldn't need tempereds. They wouldn't need arc tempereds. They could make it to where each monster fundamentally became its own unique entity. Oh, you gonna pass on Code Vein 2? Yeah, I am. I don't like the open world. I don't like that it went open world! I didn't want to turn backwards! It's like when I swing this weapon, I have to let go of my thumbstick. That is objectively dumb. I get that. All heavy weapons are like that in this game. It's just... It's one of the bad decisions, I think. What the heck was that? That should have counted! Oh, you're just gonna stay up there like little wimps? I'm gonna leave and go get 26 strength. Gonna go get 26 strength. SMT5 gives SMT5 gives the pro tag a lot of things. Yeah, I'm seeing YouTube chat through the stream monitor, so I'm not actually having the window up. There we go. I have a decent moveset. Give us Femboy Pro Tag. I'm not a fan of the way the protagonist looks in SMT5. I'm more a fan of Lynn's design from 4 because it feels more SMT to me. The designs, the protag design in 5 feels like it would belong in Devil Survivor. But again, I'm not a big fan of Devil Survivor. Nor am I a fan of Devil Survivor 2, nor Overclocked. It also feels like that design is something you'd see in, like, Soul Hackers 2. Whoa, hello. What the heck? That's so stupid. To technically censor yourself. No, not technically to censor myself. I'm just... I just have it set up where I just have it set up weirdly. What's up? Not much. Is Prowling Magoo going to be an actual boss? Find out now on this episode of Cat Ball Z. Okay, Prowling Magoo, are you gonna be an actual boss fight? Oh, okay, I just got sniped. Yep, gotta go for them first. Prowling Magoo is gonna be an actual boss fight. I'm near an hour in and I've only got 2 bosses defeated. I mean, I've only got 1 boss defeated after like after a bunch of tries. On a non-blind run. Yeah, I am. I got sniped by the I got sniped by the whiz robes. What was that? Game, let me move. Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna be he's gonna be an actual boss. Did you not know he has Dark Wog? I know he has it, but like I rolled through it initially, and for some reason, Lingering Hitbox decided to exist. You know what I need? I need some animated emotes of that are Dark Souls related. Need some animated Dark Souls emotes with cats. And if you want to use those emotes on stream, all you gotta do is a tier 1 sub on Twitch. Game, I hate you. What the heck, game? Okay, they're dead. Gosh darn it! You're not immune to damage / death while backstabbing. That's so dumb. I want my iframes. I paid $60 for this game. I want $60 worth of iframes. I'm trying! No! You're stupid wog! Game. If skill issues are the pervasive, is Brightbug glitch off limits? Yes, Brightbug glitch is off limits. This isn't really about a skill issue thing, it's me just having to get used to the weapon. I don't normally use any of the great weapons. So it really is just me not knowing its moveset and playing at a much slower tempo than I'm used to. I'm used to using things like straight swords, or for the first run of this I did with just Cestus. I'm used to a much faster moveset. Plus, today might be one of my bad days. I'm gonna be honest. Today is probably one of my bad days. I remember a few streams ago, I literally just couldn't dodge to save my life. I don't know why. I think I just occasionally have bad days with games. You're not skilled with the weapon. Yeah, I'm largely relying on my previously held knowledge. Okay. Ha! I took care of them! What are you gonna do about it, Magoo? What are you gonna do? You're gonna be a loser? You're gonna whine? You're gonna keep trying to do Dark Wog? Thinking you're an orc? You're not an orc! You're a Wizrobe! You're a dirty, dirty Wizrobe! Eat that! I didn't say all my knowledge was good. Okay, now I gotta go back here. Go get Ornifex released, so I can go get. So I can go to. Now I gotta go. Now. I can talk. I just died. I mean, yes, we are a bundle of cats trying to play a video game, and at least one of us is eating a taco. I'm just gonna go the regular way. Just gonna go the regular way. I'm gonna not try to just skip that. Get the Fang key. Which is funny because on Steam Summer Sale, I have Super Meat Boy okay. Yeah, I have Super Meat Boy bookmarked, so we might be doing a Super Meat Boy run. Who wants to see me play a platformer that admin made intentionally extremely difficult? Thank you. There we go. Now we gotta go over here. Celeste is also on my Steam wish list. The build I find very easy. Dark Souls is gonna happen for a while. I wouldn't be getting to Super Meat Boy and Celeste until, like, the summer sale. Do New Game Plus with Power Stance. Power Stance Smelter Swords. Oof. Power Stance Smelter Swords. It's gonna sound funny. I'm not the biggest fan of power stancing. I'm not the biggest fan. And I think the reason why I'm not the biggest fan of Power Stance is due to the fact that I don't like how much stamina Power Stance attacks take. Because stamina to damage wise is not really that perceivable. That was stupid. All the more reason to do it. You're unaccustomized. True. I think if I did do power stancing for any of these runs, it would be daggers. Go up here really quickly. Because he has a bonfire aesthetic, and I gotta Collect as many of them as I can. Because I will be using the gutter to farm a bit. Because their special attack still works while power stanced. I do not know what their special attack is. I tend not to use boss weapons. I have a way I like to play these games, and most of the time, power stance and or boss weapons really doesn't really fit into my playstyle. I think the only time I've really ever used boss weapons is in Dark Souls 1 with the twin... Not the twin smelter. The Chaos Flame Blade. What is the range? There we go. Petrified Dragon Bone. Titanite chunk. More reason. With what the game has. True. Grab the Estus shard. I don't care for any of you. I'm going over here to go say hi to Bird Lady. Okay, come on. Need 5K. And if anything, my plan would be to do a power stance only run where I can only use power stancing, which would probably be more fun in my mind. Need 20 decks. Not enough. What are my dexterity at? Next run after this is daggers. I'm doing them in alphabetical order. I just realized how annoying Ruin Sentinels are gonna be. Yay. Just realized how annoying Ruin Sentinels are gonna be. Oh, that's mean. That's just mean. Okay, I have to two-hand to stagger it. Okay. Have to two-hand to get the stagger, apparently. You know what? No, I'm just gonna run. Just gonna run. I think I have the dragon killed. I do. I just didn't put the bridge down. That, kind of puts an issue in my plan. Run! Bear seek less. Ah, not that bad. Not that bad. If I hit. Not that bad if I hit. Okay. Okay. I love that he has a butt slam. It just looks really funny. The butt slam for old Dragon Slayer, just in my mind, it's a comical looking move. Gosh darn it. I never realized he does the Artorias groan. We need a 40-minute body video on lore implications of Dragon Crown Slam. I cannot stand the lore community behind Dark Souls. I don't even like the lore community within like Destiny, within Destiny 1 or 2. It's due to the fact that it uses a style of writing I cannot stand. It's the same reason I don't like Stephen King, is that all it does is give descriptors without giving actual answers. So it turns into, well, time for fan theory to become the actual lore. And I'm just, eh. Okay. 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 Because my model's hat cuts that last word off, all I see is I don't like the closest thing to a story this game has is a refrigerator. I don't know why, but I see refrigerator. Is regulated to lore. Yeah, that's the thing. People confuse story and lore. Lore is not story. Story is what you actively play through. Lore is the past tidbit notes that are nice to know but are not necessarily needed to understand. Come on. Can you not move? Oh, thought I was done with that. There we go. Dragon Slayer is dead. The whole series is praised for its story, which is entirely missable if you don't read an entire book's worth of item descriptions. Yeah, Dark Souls 1, you're told to ring a bell. Then it's 2 bells. Then it's Link the Fire, so you do, and then you burn yourself alive. Yep, that's Dark Souls 2 story. I mean, Dark Souls 1 story. Not lore. Lore is separate from story, and as you just put, that is the story of Dark Souls 1. Morikumo! I'm now Mihawk. The only saving grace is if you take the interpretation that the item descriptions are the player's character's internal thoughts, and thus the player character is more knowledgeable on the world, though. That I don't even like that interpretation because it doesn't feel right when thinking about a narrative. I'm gonna go check if I did for sewers. I can think. I can totally think. I'm so good at thinking I thunk it. True, under that interpretation, then yes, it has actual story implications. But I just, as from like a narrative standpoint, I don't feel like that makes sense. Because our character is stuck in a prison. I don't know how they would know more about the world than unless they were recently put in the prison. So it's one of those situations. I've been fine. I've been good. I currently have an application standing for an apprenticeship that is for automotive. Okay, so I have been here. That's done, that's done, that's done, that's done. That is not done. That is done. That is not done. I'm not doing that fight. And then I have Deer Duke's Freya. That's Strade's Cell. Tower Apart. You know what time it is? It's time to go get McDuff open. Or things in Dark Souls 2 where it says infusion stones are forbidden, but somebody obviously has but someone obviously has a way. Yeah, that is also another one of those weird things. I wanted to roll, game. Okay. Are you kidding me? Fine. 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 I'll break out the fire longsword. I love DS2 lore a little more. They did it in Dark Souls 2 as well, where it'll introduce a whole competing nations with the central one and the character having to hail from them. Yeah. I'm not gonna say the lore in Dark Souls is bad. I'm not gonna say it's bad. I'm gonna say it's terrible storytelling, but it's not bad. That's the thing. Is it can be very good, and at times it can be like, this is just descriptors and a question mark.
I'll be around if you make it bad.
So now we're gonna do Ruined Sentinels. And I'm not even gonna try Gargoyles because that's not gonna be all that entertaining for me. It's gonna be a lot of me going, why? Yeah, Dark like yeah, that's the thing. They did it in Dark Souls 1 where they actually introduced not just questions to the overall narrative through the lore. It was these are actual things that we can take as fact, not well, maybe. Both of you settle. Fine, you get head pats. The dog wants head pats. She wants attention. She's staring at me with the eyes of, you will notice me, and you will fear me. I'm not a fan of the South Park games, Lost. Let's go fight Ruined Sentinels, and it'll ruin my day. Bad joke. Let's see, how much damage am I doing? 248, 229. True. Okay. Just gonna jump back up. Fall. Okay, both of them are down now. take this atrociously slow. Take this atrociously slow. And focus down one at a time. Okay. Okay. Treat this like a turn-based. This is a turn-based fight. Treat this like a turn-based fight. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Oh, come on! No! I find it somewhat slanderous how people often talk crap about Vendrick in the game. Bro had some of the most widespread political connections. I mean, yes. That is true. I hate not having life gems. Okay, Forlorn just jumped off the cliff. He isn't a true monarch who would choose to sacrifice his life to linking or guarding the first flame. That has nothing to do with him. A lie will remain a lie, as Aldia put it. Yep. I got a life gem. Got one. I got 11,000 on me. I'm gonna go buy a bunch of life gems. I'm gonna go buy a bunch of life gems, which she is not there yet. She is still at the Forest of Fallen Giants. Yeah, Gwen is a very interesting character from like a writing perspective with how he tried to solve things. Back to Adrula. I need to buy a bunch of life gems. I'm going to give Ruin Sentinels one more try, and then I'm going to stop for the day. Because I have to move more stuff out of my room so we can clean the crawl space. Along with I'm just in general I have to move stuff so we can get change the carpet out from carpet to a harder floor. Yeah, we have figured out that one of the things that's making me sick all too often is probably the carpet and the crawl space. Why does that set off the bombs? And their guns, in your head, zombie, That was a Tism moment right there. Why does this look like the Tensegon from Inuyasha? Wow, that was 3 at once. Let's do this. Sit here so he can crawl back up. Cat ring. Did exactly what I wanted. You're already abandoning your shield. That's really good. Tess, can you stop? She's currently throwing the ball by herself so she can play fetch with herself. And also, to the YouTube edit, hey, guess what? The runs are gonna probably slow down in a bit because I'm trying to find work. If I find work, the runs are gonna be very specific. I don't know, they're gonna be ran on specific days.
Father, I must play ball.
Yeah, that's kind of how she is. A doodle is very fun to have around in the house, but they're also like hyper energetic little balls of fluff. Or in this case, a big ball of fluff that thinks she's still a lap puppy. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. Okay. One more hit. One more. Awesome. We did it. Yeah, Tessa's not even, like, 3, so yeah, she's still very much in the puppy age.
Father, I crave the ball.
Let's go level up my ADP a bit more. Tessa is also the animal that one of my emotes is based on. My derp emote is based on, Tessa.
Bearer of the curse, seek the king. That is the only lest this.
Almost there. Almost to the stat I want. Oh no, I'm just saying that Tessa's the derp emote. Because it's fitting. I think I can do this. I think I can do this. Video capture device. Hi. This is the puppy. That is the puppy. She is a very energetic puppy. And yes, I'm a Red Hood. Okay, that's Ruin Sentinels. Tomorrow we'll pick up with Dear Dukes. Yeah, well, tomorrow we'll pick up with Dear Dukes Freya. Yeah, I think that works. Yeah, tomorrow we'll pick up Dear Dukes. On Twitch's end, I'm going to raid out to a friend. Actually, no, we'll raid out to a new person. We'll raid out to, the person Decaf says I sound like. So with that said, thank you all for coming. God bless. Be safe. I'm Bundle of Cats. So it's going to be tomorrow. Depending on how much I got to do tomorrow will depend on if I am going live. With that said, I'll see y'all later.